My name is Erica. I am 49 years old, almost 50. I have been married to James for 25 years. He is 53. We built a life together, raised 2 children, a son and a daughter, and I always thought our marriage would last forever. Our children are grown now, living their own lives, and I believed that James and I would grow old side by side, as partners, as friends, as husband and wife. But life has a cruel way of showing you truths you don't want to see. James has always been lazy. Too lazy. He spends most of his free time stretched out on the couch, the TV remote in one hand, a beer in the other. He eats, he drinks, he sleeps. That is his life. I sometimes call him a couch pumpkin. He never helps with the housework, never suggests we go out for a walk, never brings me flowers or asks about my day. If I complain, he only mutters, "I'm tired. I need to rest. Leave me alone." And so I did everything. I cooked, I cleaned, I worked, I shopped, I raised our children. For years, I thought this was just marriage, that this was normal. The love we once had disappeared long ago, replaced by routine, by habit. Still, I believed we would survive. I thought one day we'd sit together in the kitchen, drinking tea, sharing quiet evenings as grandparents. But I was wrong. It happened on a Saturday morning. I was about to go shopping. I opened the front door, but then I remembered I had left my bank card in another jacket. I closed the door and began searching through pockets. And then, from the living room, I heard James's voice. "Yes, honey. I'm listening." I froze. My heart started pounding so loudly I could hear it in my ears. My hand shook. "Honey?" James never called me honey. He never used pet names with me, he knew I hated them. He always spoke to me plainly, almost coldly. So who was he talking to? I pressed myself against the wall, holding my breath. "Yes, darling. Tomorrow evening. I miss you, too." The words cut through me like knives. I couldn't breathe. My stomach twisted in pain. I thought, a mistress? Impossible. He is too lazy to even go for a walk. How can he have the energy for another woman? When I walked into the living room, he was still holding the phone. He looked shocked to see me standing there. His face turned pale. "Who was that?" I asked, my voice trembling but loud. "Who is this honey?" He stammered. He opened his mouth but no words came out. Finally, after what felt like an eternity, he whispered, She is my woman." I felt my knees weaken. "Your woman?" I said, my voice breaking. "You mean your mistress?" He lowered his head and nodded. "Yes. Sometimes I see her." I laughed bitterly, tears already forming in my eyes. "You can't fix a broken shelf. You can't walk to the store. But somehow you have strength to meet a mistress? How is that possible?" And then, with a small, cruel smile, he said, "She makes me feel alive." Alive. That word stabbed me deeper than any betrayal could. Alive? For 25 years I had given him my life, my love, my work, my loyalty. I cooked for him, washed for him, raised his children, carried his burdens. And yet, another woman made him feel alive? "I gave you my best years," I said, my voice shaking. "And this is how you repay me?" He looked away. "I'm sorry, Erica," he murmured. But sorry was not enough. Not after 25 years. Not after betrayal. "Call her," I said, suddenly strong, my tears drying. "Tell her you're coming today." Not tomorrow, today. Go to her. Run, crawl, I don't care. Just get out. You don't belong here anymore. His eyes widened. But this is my home, he said softly. I shook my head. Not anymore. You destroyed this home. He sat frozen for a while, then finally grabbed his wallet and car keys. At the door he turned, his face filled with regret. Please, Erica. I am sorry. Please forgive me. But I did not answer. I didn't even look at him. And then he was gone. I sat at the table, buried my face in my hands, and cried like I hadn't cried in years. My chest ached. My body trembled. 25 years gone, wasted. What would I do now? How would I live? I looked at the empty couch, that place where James had wasted so many years of his life, and for the first time I saw it differently. It was not just empty, it was free. It belonged to no one now. Memories flooded back, our children as babies, our youth, our laughter, our plans. And then came the betrayal, sharp and bitter. But deep inside me, something new stirred. A spark. Courage. I told myself, I will divorce him. I will not live with a liar. I will be free. I will start again. The next morning, I called my daughter. My voice trembled as I told her everything. She listened quietly and then said, Mother, you are stronger than you think. You don't need him. You deserve happiness. We love you. Her words wrapped around me like a blanket. Later that day, I saw her, the mistress. She came to our house, perhaps to meet James. My heart pounded. My hand shook. But I stayed calm. I went outside and stood before her. Stay away from my husband, I said firmly. He is married to me. Do not come here again. She looked shocked, speechless. And then, without a word, she turned and walked away. That night, James tried to speak. He begged, he apologized, he promised to change. But I had nothing left to give. You wasted your life on that couch, I said. And now you wasted our marriage, too. You betrayed me. You betrayed us. You are not the man I once loved. He lowered his head, silent. For the first time, I saw him as he really was, not my husband, not my partner, but just a weak, selfish man. I called a lawyer. I learned about divorce, about dividing property. My hand shook as I signed the papers, but I knew it had to be done. The night before the divorce, I sat alone with a cup of tea. The house was quiet, almost peaceful. The TV, the couch, the silence. They no longer reminded me of James. They reminded me of myself, of all the years I had given away. And I realized, it was my time now. My time to live. My time to dream. My time to love myself. I will travel. I will meet new people. I will learn new things. I will laugh again. And maybe, one day, I will love again. Even though sadness still lingers, hope shines brighter. Because life is not over. It is never too late to start again.